Namaskar. Welcome to Ancient Wisdom. Today is the second part in the series Are You Lucky? Do you want to be lucky? Yesterday we enjoyed the story, the real life story of Timothy Dexter. Every single time he came up on top and become even richer. People wanted him to go bankrupt. But every single time he achieved success or he got success and become further rich. In the second half of his life, he wrote his personal biography and he published it himself. He was the writer, editor, publisher. And interestingly, this is a unique book because from start to finish, almost 130 pages written in English, it does not have a single punctuation mark, no comma, no semicolon, no full stop, no paragraph breaks, no chapters. The book is just one single tome from first alphabet to the last, and still the book sold more than 5 editions, and it made him even richer. So his luck played an important part. Now we come to experiments about luck. A number of people at number of places have tried to define or normalize what exactly is luck. Dr. Richard Wiseman from Hertfordshire University in US has written a number of articles in Scientific American magazine on his experiments on luck. In one such experiment, he invited 400 people to take part in the experiment. The experiment was that he would give them a newspaper to read, and the newspaper had certain number of photos. They were to tell him how many photos were there in the newspaper, and he would time them when they did this job. They were promised $20 for doing this work. And these 400 people in a prior experiment were categorized as predominantly positive thinkers or predominantly negative thinkers. Positive thinkers are those who look at good part of whatever happens, and negative thinkers are those who look at the loss part, the negative part of the situation. So there were 400 people and they were given the same newspaper to read. Interestingly, on the second page of this newspaper there was an advertisement, a big advertisement, which said this newspaper has 43 photos. Show this to the examiner and claim $100. And guess what? Out of the positive thinkers, more than 70% were able to find this, and they completed a test within 30 seconds. They went to the second page, looked at the advertisement, read it, gave it to the examiner and collected $100. On the other side, none of the negative thinkers were able to see or read that advertisement. They were so busy looking at the photos and counting the photos that they did not see this advertisement on the second page itself. It was there all the time for all to see. And from this, Dr. Richard Wiseman came to the conclusion that the negative thinkers, they are so focused on the negativity, or they are so focused on a particular objective, that they are not able to see anything else around which also could be very profitable. Whereas the positive thinkers look at the overall scenario and are able to point out many more things, are able to observe many more things in their immediate environment, and this increases their luck factor. So these people also could be categorized into lucky or unlucky people. Interesting, isn't it? I was not convinced by this experiment. How can that happen? How can so many people miss out on an advertisement on the second page? So I said, let me do an experiment myself. I wrote an email and sent it to 100 businessmen, professionals, industrialists whom I knew. It was something about the work I do, and it was asking for an appointment at a convenient time to discuss the issue with them. The last line of that email, it said, if you read this email and let me know, you stand to gain 1000 rupees. And I made sure that all these people, 100 people, had received the email and had opened it. Out of the 100, 3 people called me. But guess how many people had read the last line? None. None read the last line. The moment they grasped the email was over for them. And they did not take the trouble to go to the end of the email. I know, I understand. And that was the problem, that out of 100, none of the people asked me for 1000 rupees, which they were entitled to. 1 lakh rupees at stake. Nobody took. We want to be observant. And this is exactly what ancient wisdom says. Namaskar.